it's Tim Dodd.
Oh, yeah.
The everyday astronaut. Every day. Tim Dodd doesn't know I exist.
He will soon.
Tim, love me. In a fan way. I don't want a relationship with you. You're fine.
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
I got this tea for Bailey, and it's nice and warm. I wonder if she'll make it in time.
I'm here, guys. I'm here. We're good. I made it.
Coming in hot.
Yeah.
And I made this nice tea for you.
You made tea for me. Oh my God. Oh.
Not yet. I just realized that on the tea bag, there's an inscription here that says, friendship is a sheltering tree.
Oh.
So there you go.
That's so perfect. It's friendship tea.
For space besties.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yes.
I can't believe I'm here.
I know.
I made it. We're going to be watching a movie together.
Also, for people who don't know, Bailey and I are what you might call pandemic pals.
Ooh.
I don't know. I'm going to go with it. So we met virtually in grad school, became besties.
2019, 2020, somewhere
yeah.
there.
And then became besties, had not seen each other in person, held this very cool virtual relationship.
That's true.
And now, just this weekend, we met. So you guys are experiencing this evolution of our friendship in real time.
We're actually about the same height, which is really exciting to find out. I didn't know that.
Yeah, mostly.
You're taller.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
she'll
not like
hold on to that.
Not like it's important to me, but no.
Yeah.
I feel like meeting you is like a whole different experience. Yeah, it's another level. So we are watching Return to Space. How excited are you about this?
I'm so excited. Okay, so I loved Inspiration 4. I'm excited to see what they do with this one. This is gonna be great.
Okay, so I had mixed feelings about Inspiration 4. I loved Inspiration 4 as a crew.
Mission.
Yes, the mission. The film itself, I felt like there could have been more of a story told there, personally.
Well, you're the space media expert, so they really should have hired you for
expert.
Wow, next time.
Thank you for that. Okay, so as backstory, this documentary is about
Bob and Doug.
Yeah, Bob and Doug, the May 2020 mission, which was like the return of sending American astronauts to space from American soil.
I remember that because May 2020. Did you watch the launch? Did you actually watch it?
I did.
It was very memorable. I actually was planning to go down to Space Coast to watch it. Then with COVID, I didn't.
Yeah.
But that was a big thing, honestly. I remember it was bigger than just the space industry. It was everyone was like all wrapped up in COVID. We'd been on lockdown for like 2 months now, and this was just like almost the first breath of fresh air again. Like not just for space people, but for people in general. Of like, it might be the middle of a pandemic, but we still are doing things. And I really liked it. Yeah.
Well, see, it's interesting. So like for me, I feel like, because I don't know if you remember the timing of when that launch happened too, but it was right during like all the George Floyd protests. So I actually feel.
I do remember
like,
that.
I wonder if this film is going to dive into that at all. But there was like a very sharp juxtaposition between those two events, which I feel like not as many people were talking about as I would have hoped.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously very different lived experiences. So I don't know if we're going to see that play out in the film or not. But definitely May 2020 was like a very interesting moment in time.
Big month. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's roll.
Wow. The NASA cars, which are Teslas.
I know, I did think that was interesting.
Yeah, of course they're Teslas. Look at that, like drone shot, I guess. Beautiful.
Yeah. Or helicopter shot.
Oh, wow. I always love a rocket launch. Like
that is pretty cool scenery there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
What do we think of the spacesuits?
Of SpaceX's spacesuits?
Yeah.
They're not horrible.
They're pretty bad. They're pretty bad, right?
They tried to go futuristic, and I can appreciate that.
But they look like future, so they remind me of like, I don't know if anyone out there is like a deep fan of like old sci-fi, but there's like the Ray Bradbury's like Fahrenheit 451 movie. Kind of like gives me vibes.
I'm curious to see if their suits will actually be EVA suits for the Polaris mission.
Oh yeah, that's
I don't
a good point.
believe that they're ready.
Oh, there's Elon.
There's Mr. Musk.
Why is he wearing a suit?
Dress well, test well. I don't know.
Dress well, test well. So yeah, I mean, I think at first I thought these spacesuits were cool, but then now in hindsight, I'm kind of like, I don't know.
It's kind of cool. It's like the movie theater movie theater seats that like movie theater seats. Did you like that?
Yeah.
Look at it. It disappeared. Oh.
Return to space.
Clearly, we need to preserve the light of consciousness into the future by becoming a multi-planet species, extending life beyond Earth.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. Oof. Dang.
Oh, I think I just touched my mic.
Beautiful. Shame on you.
I know.
You and I are not. We're not film people.
Elon looks tired in this interview.
It's hard.
He looks like a little.
He looks like he's
when we're sending people to
lost
Mars.
some sleep.
Wasn't this around the time he had his kid?
Oh, I don't know, maybe.
I mean, that could be it. How are
Do
you
we think
feeling?
do we think it was the child that caused loss of sleep? I don't know. Or maybe just like the lead up to this mission.
It's a lot of hair.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot to unpack. The logistics around getting these things on the launch pad is actually like super interesting. Like, look at that. That's wild.
It's beautiful.
Woo!
Jeez,
That
just
locked
the
into
locks
place.
in.
Yeah.
Oh, NBL.
What is NBL for people listening?
Neutral Buoyancy Lab. It's in Houston, and it's a giant pool. It's like 40 feet deep and very large, and it's got a mock-up of the ISS in it. And so they put weights on the astronauts in their suits, so they're perfectly weighted to be neutrally buoyant. They don't rise or sink, so it's like space.
Oh, there's Doug.
Doug!
The first humans to go to Mars are going to be like older astronauts, right? We're thinking they're
That's
like
what
not going to be
they're
younger.
saying
Because of radiation
Because of the
concerns.
radiation, they want people who don't want kids in the future. They want people who are already kind of near the end of their life because they're not going to survive very long with the radiation and the technology we have right now. So I hate to say it because there's so many inspiring young people, a lot of inspiring young women who want to be the first women on Mars.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to be them. Although if it is going to take us, 40 years, it could be them.
Yeah.
But
you never
I
know.
mean, yeah, there's a lot of hope.
Like, who is the real Mars generation?
Yeah, we don't know yet. We don't know.
Do you really want it cleaned that well? Yes, I do.
Boy. Riveting.
He pictures it, yet he has the ability mechanically to do those things.
That's a really big compliment. That's cool.
Let's launch from US.
Hey, it's Tim Dodd,
Oh yeah.
the everyday
right.
astronaut. Every day. Tim Dodd doesn't know I exist.
Yeah, I think
He will soon.
Tim, love me. In a fan way. I don't want a relationship with you. You're fine.
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
It's a lot of dudes.
Yeah.
A lot of dudes.
Yeah. It's a lot of white guys.
Yeah.
Oh, don't show that.
I know. Okay.
Oh.
This is painful to watch right now. Yeah. This is rough. Cause could
Can
you
you
actually
imagine being there?
No. No. Look at this. This is horrific. Oh my God. Like I can't even.
Oh my God. No, I'm gonna cry.
And there's probably like kids there. No.
I can't believe they showed that. I mean, it's a huge part of the story, but like,
Yeah.
oh my God, that makes me sick. Oh my God, to see each of the pieces falling.
So I feel like it's because this was even true in the Inspiration 4 documentary. I feel like they're really trying to like drive home the point like this is risky. People could die, which it's like, okay, yeah, like, yes.
I like how
but
they do it because it is important to talk about. And
really,
even when
I think it's a little too much.
when I give presentations even to elementary school kids, I do talk about like Apollo 1 and stuff. I think it's really important. But the way they do it, it feels like it's like, and here's a 30-second tragedy. And
Well,
then
yeah,
we're gonna get
that's
back.
what I'm
You know what I
saying,
mean?
it's
Like it's like let's
yeah.
talk about it. Let's unpack it. Let's not just be like people can die. Bye. Like
because it just doesn't feel like super genuine to me, like the way that it's.
it seems like
being
it's supposed to be there
done.
for like dramatic effect as opposed to being like let's talk about it.
Yeah. Because like there have been documentaries about like Challenger. Like there's ways
Is this
to do
explaining
it.
the abort? Yeah, that's explaining the abort. That's cool. Okay, so maybe they are talking about it a little bit more and we're talking over them.
Here's the uncrewed abort test.
Definitely blow up.
Oh, there's Tim.
There's
Dodd.
Tim.
For the safety of, it's not just one person or one country. It is humanity.
That's really cool they interviewed
You're
him.
exploring together.
Because he's not SpaceX, he's a SpaceX fan, but
Yeah, although like it would be interesting to get, I think, people outside of the SpaceX pool to comment as well. Like they definitely kept it within the family. Like even though he's not at SpaceX, like he's very pro SpaceX.
I love a good rocket launch. Hey, oh, I know him. What is his name? Starts with a K. Oh. Huh. What is his name? Facebook, go. Go, go.
Like, see, so this is my question, Bailey. Is like, do we really feel like all of humanity is excited about this? Like, is this really a success for all of humanity?
It is.
But is it though?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I mean, just because people don't know about it, aren't seeing it in the same light. This is,
Like, I guess my point is that like, I think sometimes in the space community, we like sometimes think that like these things that happen that we're really excited about, that they resonate with everybody. And I don't know that they do.
and that's, oh geez. Wow. And they don't resonate with everyone, and that's on us as communicators, right?
Right. But see, that's what I'm saying is like,
but that doesn't mean it's not important. That doesn't mean that it's not gonna. God, what is his name? He's an amazing human. Starts with a K.
we need to like actually go and like talk to people who are like from outside the space community about this stuff.
We're gonna go out this way.
Oh boy. Oh, come on.
I can't set these expectations.
See, like, this is the problem. Like, they all just, like, eat up everything he does. It's like hero worship. This is not objective media. Do a dance?
No.
Come on.
I'm not your dancing puppet.
It's weird that this made in the documentary. I agree.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they were trying to make him more relatable. But it didn't do it for me. I just think that's strange. Like, I don't know. If you're, like, interviewing somebody, you're like, do a dance. Like, what?
The in-flight abort and think about flying rockets again to the space
I want to
station.
be there.
It's 9
I want to be
years
doing
ago.
that training. I want to be ready. I want to be the one that goes to space.
I will say this is a very cool, like, capsule here. Like, this is really awesome.
This is the final shuttle launch.
Man, look at all those people there.
Wow. I didn't know about this when I was a kid. I didn't know
Really?
the final launch. I didn't know it was happening. I didn't know I needed to be excited about it.
Wait, you were a kid for this?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
I would have
was
been
a-
14.
I was a grown adult.
15 maybe.
But you know, this was still before my journey into the space industry as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
my awareness was
Yeah.
not.
Oh, Charlie. Charlie, she's great. She's a magnificent human. That's
This
a
is
good-
sad. Look at the. Oh, look at that guy. He's mad. He's like, this shouldn't be happening. He's like, no, don't let the shuttle stop. But Bailey, why did the shuttle stop?
I mean, the
Cost?
shuttle was. Yeah, the shuttle wasn't. It needed to be retired, I guess. Like, it didn't go how they wanted. It wasn't as reusable as they thought.
Yeah.
They needed to end it, but the sad thing was that we didn't have something to pick it up.
Yeah.
That
we
was the
didn't have
unfortunate
something.
part.
Yeah. So just kind of ended.
Yeah. Look at the
Whoa.
auroras.
Lightning
Oh,
too.
beautiful. I want to see that so bad.
But you have
So
seen the
bad.
Northern Lights in Iceland,
have.
so at least there's that.
It was pretty tough.
You dug Hurley's hair. It's like a vibe. Am I right? Like
a
it's a
vibe.
platform.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
a
very
vibe.
military.
Very
general
high and
to
tight.
Me. Yeah. Wow.
Look at that.
The last time. Oh, it's so beautiful. That's like a beautiful scene.
But you're right. I mean, it is kind of sad that that was like the end of an era.
When I became deputy administrator of NASA, anybody who looked
Oh,
at
Lord.
Lori Garver. Oh my
That
gosh. So
we
there's
had
a little bit of
retired space
diversity in
shuttle
here.
program.
We saw Charlie. We saw Lori.
I mean, yeah.
They are getting the NASA storyline in there too. It's not just all SpaceX.
I think there's like a yeah. Also, like Lori Garver's like a pretty like exceptional figure too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's like the norm. Like I would say that she just kind of fought her way through.
Oh yeah, I would not argue that. Yeah.
Also, I don't really think that she actually gets the credit that she deserves. Like most people don't realize like how much she pushed for commercial spaceflight.
I tried to learn Russian because
Did
I
you
knew.
really?
Yeah, I tried. It was a very difficult language.
Oh, this is sad. Oh no.
The end of an era in Florida.
That's insane.
Yeah. Why did they have to? I guess because it's all built specifically for the dimensions of the shuttle, right?
Yeah.
You'd think they'd wait to see like what they needed to build next, right? Or no?
Just the maintenance of it. Maybe it was like dangerous because those could fall at any time or something.
I guess that's true, yeah. God, he looks so young
He
there.
looks very young.
We expect new spacecraft designed for long journeys to allow us to begin the first ever crewed missions beyond the moon.
Crude. Thank you, Obama.
Thanks, Obama, yeah. Thanks, Obama, not ironically.
Yeah.
To be around to see it.
Man, the presidency aged that individual.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I do like that it's telling the NASA story alongside the SpaceX story. I think they're doing a good job of that.
Like, if companies are on the moon, does that mean they own it?
Ah, space law.
Good questions. Oh, Michelle.
Get us over the hump.
Dude, we should send Michelle Obama to space.
That would be.
Could you imagine?
I want to see Michelle
feel
Obama and
like-
Cyan in space together.
I feel like she would actually be like, I don't know, something about her demeanor. She just seems like an
talked to Blue.
astronaut.
Yeah,
She's
maybe
so
the-
stoic.
Hey, that's my name. I'm famous. I like how
I'm over here talking about like, let's send Michelle Obama. This is like,
I like
I'm
that
gonna
Evan's
petition for this
gone.
idea, and you're like, my name. That's great.
I'm gonna break the fourth wall and Evan's dying. That's all I'm saying. It's really funny.
Oh my goodness.
What were we talking about? Yeah, no, I think maybe Blue, because like Blue's doing that where they're giving away tickets to influential people.
Yeah. I mean, so is SpaceX, though, right? Sort of.
Everything's bought still.
Well, yeah, but like they could easily but they held a contest for some of the seats. They could
That
easily.
was Jared. That wasn't SpaceX. Yeah, SpaceX is not.
But Jared's doing Polaris, right?
Yeah, I mean, we could talk to Jared about bringing Michelle up. That's one of the reasons I do like Blue is that they have it built into their plan about bringing people, like
Yeah.
on Blue's dime. Like that's
Yeah.
built into their cost to bring people.
Interesting. Whereas like with SpaceX, that's not the case.
They want more money. Yeah.
Interesting.
I find serious flaws in the president's proposal that relies on a still developing commercial sector.
There will be overlooked requirements and unwelcome consequences.
This proposal has no focus and is in fact a blueprint for a mission to nowhere.
And
Oh
I
my
was
God!
not
Look
the
at how
only
young
one.
Elon looks there.
I was very sad to see that because those guys are, those guys are heroes of mine, so it's really tough.
They inspired you to do this, didn't they?
Yes.
Oh my God! Is he crying?
And to see them casting stones in your
I've
direction.
never seen this.
He is emotional.
It's difficult. I wish they would come and visit and see what we're doing here. And I think that would change their mind.
Okay, hold on. Pause.
Pause.
I have thoughts about this.
That
Also,
was
I
a side of
feel-
him I've not seen.
Yeah, I've actually never seen that. I don't know how I haven't seen that.
I don't watch a lot of Elon stuff, that's why I've never seen it.
But well, yeah, that was like Elon many years ago.
Yeah.
And I feel like when Elon and SpaceX first got started out, like I was like a huge fan. Like I was like, this is
Really?
so cool. Yeah, I was like very excited
I remember
about
that
like
the Falcon, the first time the Falcon landed the boosters, I was in college
Yeah.
and we were all hooting and
it's like
hollering. and-
yeah,
I remember that, you're right.
It was
yeah.
like so powerful.
It was cool.
And seeing this now too, well, as you know, like from our other reaction videos, like I'm kind of like a little bit of like anytime I see people like express emotion, I feel like
I feel it.
because I see them as more vulnerable. You know, the big thing for me is like I just wish that like Elon would go back to that place. You know what I mean? Because I feel like when he was first starting out, like what he was trying to do, like clearly he had so much emotion about it. It felt like more like pure, and it felt more like it was just about like the innovation and like truly like what he was doing. Now I don't love like all of this like stuff
other
that he's
stuff.
all this other stuff he's doing on Twitter and like all and like kind of how he's very insensitive
and how
to
SpaceX,
like
the company, has what it's turned into.
and the
it's like, it's like
culture,
that. It's
right?
like that saying, like you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of the vibe I've gotten from SpaceX. Because you're right, I've been critical of SpaceX in my past as well. But you're right that in the beginning I was like,
yeah,
nice.
I was
like this is cool.
I was like very excited about it. But I think that's what it is like at the end of the day, it feels like just the way that the culture has evolved there. I mean, we're not the first people to say like, oh, SpaceX is known for having a really rough culture and like not having very many
Work-life
like
balance, all that
women,
sort of stuff.
diversity, like
Women.
all that kind of stuff. So like we're not the first people to throw that out there. That's widely documented at this point. Okay, but the thing is that, and then obviously Elon, like he gets on Twitter and he says like the most
Whatever he
ridiculous
wants,
things,
yeah.
and it's really like unfortunate because when I look back at this, I go like, oh wow,
He was young.
There was so much heart in what he
Yeah.
was doing.
It was a young guy with a dream.
Yeah, and now it's like I don't know if it's like the celebrity of it all has kind of become.
You're right. I
you know?
do feel more sympathy for Elon Musk right now, though.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I would say today I do.
I do.
But I would say it's almost like a little bit of like
still inside of him, you know.
maybe deep down. I'd like to see that
It's, like,
person come
deep.
out. Yeah, like many layers deep. No, I don't know because like we don't know him personally.
No, we don't.
He's got to look up and he's got to see like, oh, I have a lot of influence. I have a lot of impact on the world today, not just in space, like on the world, right?
Yeah, I would say it's really easy to be critical of people in that position now that you and I are not in that position. I'd be curious. I do think that you and I would handle it differently.
Give us the chance.
Give us the chance.
Just kidding.
Let's see. But I agree that like it's
I
hard
mean,
to be critical of him, you know.
Well,
It's easy to be critical of him.
Yeah,
but,
it's
like,
easy to be critical.
yeah,
I think it's like, but I guess my point is like, I just would really like to see that side of him that had all that emotion, had all that. But you know what's interesting is like that emotion was coming from people being like, you're not going to be able to do this, you can't do this. I wonder if he developed a chip on his shoulder. We've said this a number of times on our reaction videos. Hurt people, hurt people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of emphasis on the trains right now.
Kojo. I'll remember his name eventually.
Oh my gosh. Can't believe we're still trying to figure out that guy's name.
They need to interview him so I can know.
2002.
It's a long time ago. That's
That is
20 years ago.
That is a long time ago. You would have been just a wee child.
I would have been 6.
God, 2002 was such a vibe.
It was a year.
Yeah.
I peaked in 2002. I peaked.
Wow.
That was my peak.
So what are we looking at here, Bailey?
It's like a not a bearing. It's a thing for a rocket, Britt.
Expert opinion right now. Oh boy.
Glad I'm on board. PayPal.
Oh, PayPal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a real young Elon.
Look at him.
He's like a kid there.
He's probably like somewhere in our range. Oh, Gwen. Hey, Gwen.
I feel like Gwen is the adult at SpaceX.
And the other guy, what's his name? Koju.
I have no idea who you're talking
Kempo, Keto.
I have
God,
no
what is
idea
his
what
name?
you're talking about.
He's a great guy, though. I'll keep saying that. Falcon 1, back in
Wow.
the day. I also don't like that he was talking about doing something that NASA couldn't. Because that's a narrative that I'm really sick of. That SpaceX is doing something NASA couldn't, or...
Well, they're doing something NASA didn't.
Yeah, but like they're doing it with a lot of NASA funding. And
Oh,
a lot
true,
of NASA
yeah.
backing. They the narrative is that SpaceX is better than NASA, and it's like it's just a piece of the full space, you know?
Why don't we have a documentary about Lori Garver and Gwynne Shotwell? Because they're
We will
like
get there.
they're the two people who actually made it happen.
I will advocate for a documentary.
There's gonna be a lot of people who are gonna hate that I just said Gwynne and Lori were the ones who actually made it happen. But
Celestial Citizen. You should get funding to do that. That should be your thing.
it would be a cool one.
Yeah.
I was just so focused on building the company and getting the rocket to fly.
It is pretty wild that someone just like was like, I'm gonna start a rocket company. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
that's
I
wild.
think those early rocket companies, I mean, this is like a really massive undertaking, financially and technically.
Yeah, no, I agree. And really what we just kind of saw was it's a lot of how a lot of engineer shops feel, of guys in t-shirts with tools working on stuff. So it really was a startup, you know?
Yeah. I will say there were a lot of guys in t-shirts in those shots.
Yes. We can note that. How do we feel about guys in t-shirts in engineering shops?
Yeah. How do we feel about that, Bailey? Oh, whoa. Explosions.
Yeah, SpaceX has had a lot of explosions.
What is the environmental impact of these explosions? Do they have to do like a lot of cleanup? Like, is there fuel?
Yeah,
like...
I know they do have to go gather virtually all the pieces.
So literally, those people are wearing Falcon shirts. Is that like the SpaceX crew's responsibility to go pick up the garbage? Interesting.
I know someone that was on the Columbia cleanup crew.
Oh.
Yeah. I remember she said they knew the real cause way before because they actually had the like pieces, and they'd be like, it wasn't that. Whatever the news is saying, it wasn't that.
Oh wow.
Look at that rocket wiggle.
So how many failures did they have?
I have no idea.
I guess
hope
we're
they
gonna
do
find
that, yeah.
out.
They've had a lot of failures. SpaceX has had a lot of failures.
Oof. Oh God. Could you imagine being Elon? And that would be a lot of stress.
That's a moving picture. A young Elon next to a pile of failed rocket bits. They should get some systems engineers. It would really help with those failures.
Yeah. Doesn't Elon not, like, isn't that like, didn't you tell me this? He's like not a fan of
I wish
systems.
SpaceX would utilize systems engineers better. Frankly, I wish the entire industry would.
Yeah.
But SpaceX specifically is not making it easy to be a good systems engineer.
And for people who don't know, Bailey.
What is systems engineering?
Yeah.
Glad you asked. Systems engineering is a part of engineering where you do big picture thinking, analysis. You get all the systems to work together as a big system. It's a very specific mindset and a type of person that can think that way. That's not the nuts and bolts, but the bigger picture. But a lot of times systems engineering gets put into this like requirements monkey, document monkey kind of position of it's not what we're meant to be. And we would be a lot more powerful and we'd prevent a lot of failures if we could do our job better.
So SpaceX, hire some systems engineers. They have some.
Wait, no, don't hire me. I'm good. We're good. Never mind.
Hard pass.
I'm good. Thank you.
Kidding.
Thank you. I'll keep reacting to your videos. That's all.
Wait, are we gonna have a successful one here?
Is this the win? Oh, he looks so nervous.
I know.
It looks, it's beautiful. Oh my God.
I will say watching some of this early footage of him
helps.
does make him more relatable.
Yeah.
It makes
honestly, like this, I was not in the space industry at this point. I was still learning how to write, I think probably essays at this point. I was probably at that age, learning about pre-calc or something like that, pre-algebra actually. But like, I didn't know all this history. I'm really glad they did.
So
do this.
Ashley Vance's book, I think I got the author right on that. I read that. So like I was actually pretty familiar with like the struggles and the history of it. But seeing some of this footage is definitely, you know, I haven't seen it before. It's very interesting.
Ultimately getting to Mars, and I think the future of SpaceX is really great.
I didn't know his goal was Mars from like day one.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it was kind of like a rockets, and then this, and then that, and then Mars, but...
No, it's interesting. Actually,
Putin.
I'm going to pause it here.
Okay.
Little plug. Season 2 of Celestial Citizen Podcast. So we talk with Fred Sharman and about his book Space Forces. And in it, he talks about how people like Musk and people like Bezos were like very influenced by different sci-fi and like not just sci-fi but like other kind of like people that came before them in the space industry, and so their mentalities about space were sort of informed by that. But I think that's why like Musk, for instance, is really interested in Mars. Bezos has always been interested in not necessarily like planetary surface life. He's interested in like these, you know, space stations that are out, whether it's like orbiting Earth or orbiting the moon.
Just because of what they grew up with.
Yeah, so it's like, it's definitely interesting to see.
Hats off to the people of the, let's say, 1940s to 1980s that produced all this stuff.
Yeah, that's true. See, but like, I think the big thing is like in the beginning he was humble. See, and then all these Newsweek covers and all that, and then you start getting, I think, like a little cocky about it.
Yeah. Bezos! Papa Bezos.
I mean, okay, we can say that.
That's what they call him. And there's Branson.
Wait, they do? Who calls him Papa Bezos?
Yeah,
I've never heard
deep
that.
Pockets. So whenever Blue needs something, they go to Papa Bezos to give them more money.
Oh, I've never heard of this.
Yeah, and Daddy Musk. You ever heard
What?
that? Yeah.
Okay, no, I do not like these names. I am not here for them.
We don't have to hear this.
Bezos with more champagne. Why is he so into that?
And then there's the flamethrower.
Elon, you know, he's gonna do what he's gonna do.
It's like so many memes were born out of this moment.
Yeah. I've never actually been that against him doing that, honestly.
Smoking pot or just, I don't care about him smoking pot.
And like, I did not like the backlash he got for it, right? I think you should be allowed to if you
I
want.
don't see. It's more his comments. Like
Yeah,
I think
that's
he's,
fair.
you know.
This is a much greater vision that he has for not only society, but the planet.
I would argue that like the plans for society are not really fully baked. I mean, like as an urban planner, I feel like I can like make that statement.
That's
like,
fair.
I mean, because at the end of the day, yes, he wants to get them there, but like literally,
yeah.
what is he actually doing for humanity or
The
society
infrastructure.
beyond that? Yeah. Although I don't know. I mean, maybe he's taking the approach of like I don't need to be the one to figure out
Everything.
what happened. Yeah. Although, but then he probably shouldn't go around being like, you know, he does make a lot of political statements too about like what's going to happen on Mars and things like that. So it's kind of like he doesn't have to have the answers, but then he's got to be careful that he's not like
Doing more harm than good.
yeah, exactly.
In order to land on Mars and do all these things, you have to have a fully reusable rocket. It's really common in space.
I don't.
Science fiction to see
I think there's other options.
the sci-fi vision.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a transporter.
Yeah, we talked about that on Moonshot. Yeah. Ooh. Oh no. Oh no. Oof. Oh, came in too hot, literally.
SpaceX is not afraid of failure. They almost embrace failure. Hey, we're gonna test this. It might blow up. If it blows up,
They do that. They do.
That's not a
like
good
to
thing
be-
though.
I know they like to be like, oh, cool.
Like they're like
rockets
fail
blow
early,
up.
fail often, and you're like,
I mean,
you're obsessed with failure.
yeah.
No, I don't like that motto because like I said, it doesn't promote critical thinking and systems engineering of the problem.
Yeah, but you also can't be afraid to fail too.
You can't be
'cause you'll
afraid to fail,
stifle
but they're like,
yourself.
every time they fail, they're like, meh. I just think that there's going to be bigger issues in space as they go along, and they're going to treat it as they treat the failures. You fly like you practice, right? Like, I don't like that. I wish they would take their failures more seriously.
You never know your system until you pushed it to the limit so that it breaks.
Well, that's a good point though, Bailey, right?
There's better ways than how they do it.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying is like, I agree with the mindset, but when you go too far the other way on the pendulum, you get this.
Yeah.
We've got NASA, we got SpaceX, and the answer is about right
In the middle.
there.
Yeah.
I would say from a physics perspective, it's amazing that they figured out how to do that.
Yeah.
Someone was going to have to eventually, so.
Is it about to happen? Oh my god, the music choice. Come on, folks. Come on. Whoa. He's like, it's standing up. How is Elon like running with love towards this like little landed booster, not a meme?
Yeah. That's the one I remember out on the ship, yeah.
Yeah. It's so cool.
That's the meme.
Yeah, that's the meme. Wow. That is pretty wild.
I don't think those numbers are 100% accurate.
Oh, really?
Probably, maybe like from a materials cost, but the refurbishment period, no way.
The double booster landing.
Maybe that's the one that was in 2017. I think that was the one in
so
2017.
sick though.
Yeah.
The synchronization of that happening.
I do remember that, yeah.
Thanks for watching part 1 of our reaction video to Return to Space. Make sure you hit subscribe to check out part 2, which will come out soon.